The one said the brother arrived in the UK in September, that's 10 weeks ago, and the brother has successfully secured a tier 2 worker's job in the UK as a student, that he made a successful switch. I can put it here for you to see, so there are testimonies. Now, I've been off YouTube in the last 5 days, and within these 5 days, I've got 2 different people ask me 2 questions that are not different from each other. Though before their question came, my husband forwarded a news that was published by one of the major UK media, on the same night that news was published about international students switching, from tier 4 visa to tier 2 visa, So when he sent me that, I read through. But then I am not always quick to bring up any video or any trending news, because I am not an immigration officer. I am not a lawyer. This is disclaimer, So whatever information I'm sharing here is based on my personal opinion, the research I did, and what is also published on this very UK media that I might be making reference to as I go on with this very content. So their questions have been if it is legal, if it is legitimate for a student who moved to UK, to study, to switch. Wouldn't that cause any kind of problems to the person at the long run? So when I read through the article that was published by Pi News, I think the article is quite explicit and clear, because here, when you go to look for a job or when you are making an application as a student, as someone who is not a student, there are certain questions that you are required to answer by law. If you are a student, international student precisely, you are expected to tick that you are restricted to just 20 hours. Even during your interview or before you resume work, your employer would want to ascertain that fact. And note it down that your work limit is 20 hours. And if you can do more than that, if you are on a skilled workers visa or dependent visa, you are allowed to work unlimited. This is documented. Now, what is published on Pi News recently that is making trend? Well, it is simply legitimate, just like they put it on that very news, because if you look at it, the UK, they are having this shortage of labor. They need workforce. They need people to come into this country to work. And as a result of that, the skilled worker visa, previously known as tier 2 visa, was redesigned. Why did they do that? It was just done, to make application very easy and smooth, because they also lower the salary threshold so that a lot of people can apply and get opportunity to occupy most of the job vacancies, especially in the health and social care, because this is the aspect where they are looking for workers to take up such positions. Not only that, do you remember that the resident labor market test was also removed? What is the resident labor market test? I've talked about this in one of my videos. It is a test that subjects an employer, not to employ anyone outside of the UK unless they did not find anyone who is qualified to take up that position within the UK. This is a test or a check that is being carried out before an employer can employ someone outside of the UK to come in and take up a sponsorship job. But this was removed, in order to accommodate a lot of international workers. Looking at the title of that publication by Pi News, it says more students switching to skilled worker visa on arrival. Now, if you want to analyze this, I don't think any student would want to do this if it is not legitimate, if it is not legal. Though I have searched on the UK government website, I didn't see anything like this, because prior to this time, it is always done 3 months to the completion of your program, when you are nearly finishing. Besides, 3 months to the completion of your program, you are totally done with your program. That's when you are allowed to switch your visa from the student route to the skilled workers route, But looking at the headlines and the in-depth of this very publication, I think if this is not right, if this is not legal, because the UK government, they know about this. Now, if a lot of students have been successful, making this trajectory, switching from students visa to skilled worker visa, I think it is legitimate, because they don't just go apply for this job, because I believe that no employer would definitely want to employ a student, whom the university haven't really said, okay, this person has completed his or her program, just like it was normally done, because the university has to certify that you have completed your program, before you can even apply for what is it called, post-study work visa, But this is just happening from September, according to the news, that a lot of students who arrived just last September have been able to switch to skilled workers visa. Man, hence this is legal, I don't think there is any harm in it, because we spend a lot of money here studying, and hence those who are taking up jobs in this health and social care, a lot of them are not even graduates. I mean, people who are from this country or the European citizens who are here, if they can be taking off this job with just O-level, so why can't international students who have come here, because mainly Africans, Asians, Africans precisely, I'm talking about Nigerians who come to the UK to pursue their education, a lot of them have either 1 or 2 degrees, and basically a lot of them are here for their masters, a lot of them are here for their PhD. So what will stop them from not taking this advantage? If you are scared of making this transition because you are not certain about the repercussion it might cause you in time to come, I tell you what, if you are here with your dependents, your wife, your husband, what is stopping your dependent from taking that bold step? Hence, your dependent is allowed to apply for tier 2 workers job. So what is stopping your dependent from taking that bold step? Now, if you are thinking, okay, you don't have UK experience yet, you need to gather UK experience. Hey, come off that. It is not an excuse, especially when you have even taken up a job anywhere else. Don't wait to work for like 2-3 months before you start applying, because the laws in this country is something that can change at any time. So if you have started working here, possibly 1 month. Now I tell you what, there's this lady, a Lagosian. She came to work in my workplace. I came to work in the afternoon and I saw her name on the notice board that she's on. When I saw the surname, I said, oh my God, this is a Nigerian. And I was looking forward to meet with her, Mary by name. So I walked into the laundry, I saw her. I embraced her because I was happy to have a lady, like me too, working in the same place. So, do you know what she told me at first? That she has resigned. I said, boy, you only started today. She said, yes. She didn't like the work and they are paying lesser amounts compared to what they pay in the other side, the same company. I said, okay, have you spoken to our manager? She said, yeah, she's told our manager. And our manager is also making her and referring her to another home, in another area where they pay £1 extra on top of what we get paid. So don't pity these people to say, yes, oh my God, I haven't even started and you're talking about resigning. Don't stay there and work for 5 months, 6 months. You might be missing a lot. But then when you have started work, even on your first day, you can start applying to other places. Looking for jobs with sponsorship, and then use that place you have started as an experience. The experience, UK experience you have gathered here, So this is how it works. Do not dull it. Shine your eyes, okay? Because it's a lot of money paying to go to school here. You've been to school in Nigeria or in Africa, anywhere you are coming from. We all know the reason we are here, to be frank. This is a golden opportunity. Hence, you are able to secure this job from a licensed employer who can issue you that sponsorship. And Home Office approves that and they give you that 5 years visa. It is not illegal to my own understanding, to be honest. It can never be illegal, Hence, the Home Office approves it and they gives you that 5 years visa. Or do you enjoy paying huge amount of money? Because you have already made a huge amount of deposit before coming. Assuming your tuition fee is 10,000, you already paid 5,000 before coming. Unless you want to continue paying the rest and paying the rest, then remember at the end of your program, for you to still stay here, you still need to get what is it called? A sponsored job. So it's better you take that decision on time and look at it this way. Before you start applying for this sponsorship job, you have already included that you are a student, isn't it? You will even include the name of your school, you know, what you are studying, the year, when did you move to UK, all these details. I don't know, have you ever completed an application form? It's like a stamp paper in this country. From when and when have you been living in the UK and blah, blah, blah. So they would know. Your intending employer must have seen your record and seen that, oh, you are a student. And if you pass their interview and they decide to provide you with sponsorship, my brother, my sister, grab the thing with 2 hands. 5 years visa, grab it, you know. And in other sectors, because not everybody wants to work in health and social care or become a healthcare assistant, support worker, and what have you. But mind you, not everyone is passionate, but there is this aspect of health and social care that you can do that is quite okay, just like becoming a support worker, especially when you are supporting people who are 80% independent. They can just do things on their own. All they need is your presence, your company, for you to gist to them, for you to go on holiday with them, depending if you are doing a living carer, you know. So not all of them are just a messy stuff. I don't know if you understand me, you know. Not all of them are hands-on care. Yes, but if you can do a hands-on care, fantastic. Take the opportunity, to be honest. Because if you look at the news, look at what it says here. Students who can secure a job offer from an employer approved by the Home Office can then apply to switch from the student visa route to the skilled worker visa immediately without the need to complete their degree. So, not be me talk this one. I didn't write this. You know, this is a well-known media in the UK that wrote this. So, I don't think you need to be dulling unless you enjoy paying the money. And if you know that you are a dependent, you can't just work, because it's also difficult for the other party to be working and the other person is depending. The dependent should be the one doing the full-time job, you know. But hence they have provided this opportunity to both dependents and the students. If your dependent cannot take up the opportunity, in fact, as a matter of fact, it is better you and your dependents be applying for this opportunity. It is a golden opportunity. Anyone that comes first, good and fine. If your dependent gets skilled workers job first and you still consider, okay, you want to finish your program, you need the qualification, good and fine. Especially if your program is a course that is in the UK's shortage occupation list, a course that has a high labor demand in this very country. If it is anyhow course, I think you better take the wise decision by looking for a job and switch your visa, you know. School can wait. You can still go to school whenever you are ready. The only set of students who might find it a bit difficult to switch are students looking for job in other sector that is not the health and social care. Why? Because those places are highly competitive, you know, and their salary threshold is also higher than that of health and social care. Other sector like engineering, IT departments or IT sectors, they might be looking for people who have got a volume of experience, for instance, that they can employ in that sector. Yes, I know of a dependent that arrived here. He was already working in my country in a big firm, you know, as an IT manager. The wife is just in school, you know, doing her thing. But for him to help his family, he picked up a job in one of these warehouses, started helping them, you know, while looking for a permanent job, that's skilled workers job. Guess what? He's already gotten one job in London, though the family is still here, you know, but because the wife is in school here, so he's navigating, going to London and coming down when he is off to stay with his family. So this is how it works. For you to get that job in a different sector, you need to have gotten experience. They need to make sure that somebody they are employing, it is someone that knows how, someone who knows his or her onion in that field very well. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate your time. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. My name is Chinyere Francisca Anoforo Ojike. Can I go on?